Yes, indeed. What's up, everybody? Let me turn my volume down a little bit. We got these lines. I hate these lines in the middle of everything. Look like I'm in prison. But what's up? Welcome back to the Tariq Elite Show. It is Sunday night, family. And it's time for us to do our thing. I'm live from Los Angeles right now, family, and I am chilling. I hope everybody's getting ready for the holidays coming up. We got a lot of people in the room already. What's going on, room? How's everybody doing? Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? Great. How are we? Oh yeah, don't tell what's going on The Walking Dead. Don't say what's happening on The Walking Dead, y'all. I gotta watch it. Isn't the American Music Awards on right now? Yeah, I know, Jay. I know they're going to be listening in. What if there's a long delay? I think there might be a long delay on this thing right now. But I'm glad everybody's here. We got everybody. People are piling up in the room. People are still coming on up in the room. We got Super Dread Solo 7, Cyrus the Great, Adrian Bronner, Wit. Yeah, that song is the business. That song is definitely the bomb. What's up, Miss Deja Vu? What's up, Soldier? What's going on with it, family? So we are here, we're chilling. We're going to chop up some very good game tonight. I don't know when I'm coming to London. I do need to come out to London. I would love to come to London. Y'all got to bring me out there to London. What's up, Jamilius Severus? Jamilus Severus. What's up, legendary brother? Yes, indeed. I'm up early. You say the screen is black. Is the screen black? Can y'all see me? E-Jack said the screen is black. So let's make sure y'all can see me. Oh, that's what's up, Willie Smooth. Yeah, everything is good. I think, my man, your computer might be acting up. Yeah, the lines. We'll work through the lines. We'll work through that. Let's see who's on the phone already. What's up? Who's calling? Hello? Hello? Okay. Let's see if we having problems with the phone lines. You got your Tariq Elite shirts the other day. That's what's up. Oh, I had a great time in New York. Wonderful time. I always have a good time in New York. I haven't been to London before. I've not been to London before. What's up, the Renegade? Yeah, the races are definitely going crazy. Especially with this whole knockout game thing. We're going to get into that in a minute. Yeah, we're going to get into that knockout game in a minute. What's up, Malia? Rita? Yeah, I had a good time in New York. I was out there filming for Hidden Colors 3. Filmed brother Khalil Muhammad. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, this is Jimmy J. Smooth out of Houston, Texas, brother.
Hey, Jimmy J. How you doing, player?
Man, I'm doing absolutely wonderful, man. I'd like to thank you, man, for bringing me down here, man. You know what I'm saying? You put me up on that Houston game out here, so, I had to come out here, man. And it's dimes all over the place up in Houston, man. Even on the damn bus out here, man. I'm like, damn, man.
Man, I love Houston.
It's like, it's a bomb, dog.
Yes, indeed. Where'd you move in from? Where'd you come in from?
I actually came in from Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Houston is my spot.
Yeah, we actually met at the lecture down here.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the one with the R&B outfit on, so, had to represent.
Hilarious. All right, man. Thank you for the call, brother. No doubt. Yes, indeed. What's up, Liana? How are you, young lady? What's going on? Anybody here from Jersey? Where are my Jersey people? We got any Jersey people here? Where are my Jersey people? Where any Jersey folks here? Say that dude he was too happy. That's my brother, man. He's happy. I met the brother. He's a good brother. What's my dogs barking at, man? You bought a no. There you go, man. A lot of folks like the No Justice shirt. I don't know when I'm gonna do a lecture in New York again. I keep you guys posted. I've been just so busy doing other stuff, but I keep you guys posted. You can say it sound like Nelly. What's up, the Weave Man? From that name is hilarious. But I want to. We're my Jersey folks. We're piling up in the room. People are coming up in here. We're gonna talk about. I'm gonna get real deep into that whole knockout game stuff. You guys familiar with that? I've been. What's up, Double Diva? There she is. Everybody's been asking about Hot Double Diva. What you been doing, Hot Double Diva? You been soaking greens, getting ready for Thanksgiving? What you been doing out there, Double Diva? What's up, Slava? How are you, brother? Everybody say what's up to Miss Hot Double Diva in the house, who's modding the room. But what we're going to talk about that whole knockout game myth that's going on. Now, let me say this. Are you guys familiar with the knockout game coverage? And I've been tweeting about this all weekend because they've been going hard all weekend about this whole knockout game thing. What are my dogs barking at? They might be barking at a coyote outside. But a lot of news coverage and a lot of social networks and social networking media has been talking about, they've been running with these knockout game stories. And the basis of this story is basically black people around the country are playing this game where we dare each other to knock out a white person. That's how this story is being told through all of these media outlets. Got it? This is exactly how they're promoting this story. And the right, like the Fox News crowd, they're having a field day with this thing. So I've been trying my best to warn people, black folks, about how this thing is going to pop off with all of these blanket crime titles that they're trying to pin on us. Y'all see the story I was doing about the street harassment. That's one. And I got criticized highly because of the street harassment. I was telling people they're going to use that to replace stop and frisk, because what they're going to do now, especially in these East Coast cities where they have to control the black population, they're going to create all of these all-encompassing laws and put all of these snappy titles on them in order to criminalize the black population. Not just black men, but just the black population in general. I told y'all street harassment, they're going to start creating laws with that. Now they have this whole knockout game that they're promoting. They got this whole and every 10, 20 years, they come up with a new black menace story. You understand what I'm saying? They've been doing this since the 1890s. Back in the day, they would have the blue gum nigger disease. Look this stuff up. During Jim Crow, in the early days of Jim Crow, they would tell people that black people are going around, they got blue gums, and they bite white people. They literally would tell that in the media. Then they had the cocaine crazed Negro story that they ran with. Then they had the marijuana crazed Negro. Then they had the raping Negro. So this is nothing new. This is old game, and I'm trying to hip folks to it. And what's funny, I get criticized from black folks when I try to put folks up on how this shit is working out and how it's playing out. You understand what I'm saying? And what's interesting, black folks buy into this bullshit. I have black people looking at some of these knockout game stories, and I've seen some. There's a dude who tweeted me earlier, man. We need to. What did this dude say? Hold on. A brother just tweeted me about this. I was talking about the knockout game, and there's black folks who buy into this propaganda. Hold on, let me find this tweet. A brother just tweeted me. Oh yeah, this brother tweeted me, well, the knockout game going on because we ain't got positive role models in the black community. Now, when you start talking that, dude, you're asleep. You don't get it. You don't get it when you start talking that. Now, let me ask you this. Are there any black people, not just black people, because I got some European brothers and sisters who are watching too, and those non-black folks, who here believes all of this coverage about this national knockout game that black people are playing? Let's just start there. Let me not criticize, let me not judge, because we're here to educate and we're here to inform. Who believes this stuff? Let me ask you that. Let's start there for a minute before I go into this whole thing. If you believe the knockout game coverage that you've been seeing lately, press 1. If there's anyone here, white, black, Hispanic, whoever, if you believe that, please press 1. Let me see who we got here. Traveling John, I don't need you to call because you kind of be trolling, getting shit off the subject. I don't need you to call, bro. Okay, we got Carlton. And I want serious people, not just niggas attention whoring, because that's another thing. We love attention. Black folks love doing shit for attention. We're so attention deprived, it's ridiculous. What's up, ladies love? Okay. So anybody, if you believe it, let me talk to the people. Okay, we got a couple of people who say they believe it, but we'll see. Traveling John, don't call up. I don't know, because you're attention whoring, dude. I don't need you to call up. But the phone number, if you honestly believe this coverage, call up. And only people who believe it. 818-850-5404. There you go, in Parks. 818-850-5404. Now, if you call them for something else, I'm going to hang up. What's up? Who's calling?
What up, Flex? This is Javen.
What's up, Javen? How you doing, man?
I'm cool, man. I just wanted to, you just asked the room who believe in the whole knockout propaganda or whatever.
Right. Yes.
And right now, I've been doing my research on the recent events that happened, and I've been finding fake stories.
Yeah.
But actually, this whole knockout game, it used to actually happen, because I'm from Milwaukee. It used to happen in Milwaukee like in 2003, 2004. It used to be a group that walked around that called themselves KOB, the Knockout Boys, that would do stuff like that. So as far as it being like prevalent now, I haven't seen it in years. Actually, when I seen it on the news, I was like, damn, people still doing that? But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. As of now, it going on right now, it's kind of hard to believe after I got done doing my research, but I know at one time it was pretty popular when I was like in high school. And I'm 24 now, but I haven't seen that shit in years.
But basically, they would just kind of jump on anybody. Wasn't just the white population, because there's always been little dusty-ass kids that'll just run up and just knock cats out or whatever. So usually it's just keep people doing shit in the neighborhood, little rowdy dudes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Another thing, I think it was just isolated. Like, if this really did happen, I think it was just like isolated, situations.
Right.
They making it seem like every other kid is doing this stuff, and I really don't believe that at all. Like,
absolutely. Right.
I mean, they got carry and conceal and all types of laws nowadays. I don't think that it's just kids walking around just knocking out white people and stuff like
and
that.
that's how they're spinning it. That's how they're spinning
it in Milwaukee.
Okay.
They ain't nobody doing that over there, so I don't know.
Okay. All right, thanks for the call, Javen. Thanks. Okay. But yeah, that's the whole thing. They're spinning this whole story, and that's the problem I have. Because let me say this off the bat. Let me say this, because anybody, black person or otherwise, if you run up and just hit a random person, because that shit happens. Dudes assault people in every race, by the way, because I got videos of white dudes beating up bums. Not only that, There's a whole series that some white boys put out called Bum Fights, where they would beat up homeless people. So that goes on all across the board, by the way. And the thing is, any person, especially in the black community, if you are a black person assaulting people, running up, hitting innocent people, that's a punk move. Not only do I not condone that, the majority of people in the black community, we denounce that. Let's keep that 100 first of all. Because the whole thing that they're trying to promote is that black people as a whole, we're somehow complacent with this whole, we're compliant with it rather. We're complying with this whole knockout game thing as a black community. Because I keep hearing stuff like, well, how come Al Sharpton and all the black community leaders are silent about this? The problem is, black people are not silent about this. Many black people are like, hey, we don't condone that. But they seem to ignore all the black people who are saying, we don't condone nobody knocking somebody out who's innocent. Black people do not condone that. Sharpton came out, by the way. Sharpton came out. Some other community leaders in New York came out, brothers and sisters. So black people are constantly denouncing this, but people from the right mostly are totally ignoring all the black people who are denouncing this nonsense. And not just this knockout game myth, we're denouncing assault because that's all this is. These are random, isolated assaults that nobody's co-signing. But the thing is, what they're doing is making it some type of all-encompassing nationwide game that black folks are in on, and that's the problem that I have, because that is a crock of bullshit. That is a crock of bullshit, and that's where the propaganda comes in. See, the thing is, black folks, black people, and my man Umar Johnson talked about this. Black folks really don't understand propaganda. Black folks do not understand propaganda. Black people look at news media, print media, television shows, and all that. We just look at everything as entertainment. Black people look at everything as entertainment. We don't understand the ulterior motives for this imagery. There's a rhyme and reason for all of this stuff. And we look at stuff and black folks end up taking it for face value. Then we end up blaming ourselves based on a lot of footage that's being showed that's completely false and out of context. You understand what I'm saying? Let me get a call because we're going to get deep into this tonight. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, yo, Tariq, what's going on? It's Seth, man. What's good with you, man? I want to tell you something real quick about this whole knockout thing in New York so you could come at it from a different angle.
Yes.
Because there's two stories right now that, like, in New York City, what they're really doing is knockout game. Not only are they trying to do it for white people in general, they're trying to make it seem like the black people are against the Jews. Because in Brooklyn, there was like 2 Jews that got knocked out. But then the funny thing is, and they've always been doing this for years in New York, because in those same Jewish neighborhoods, it's a very heavy Caribbean population, and the Caribbeans and the Jews always kind of had it back and forth each other, but more from the Jewish side, because the Jewish side always wanted to end that kind of Western Union parade that they had, because they want those neighborhoods for themselves. They want them out of their totally. So not only is it from that aspect, because the media doesn't say it, but it's common sense. With like me being from New York, I know that. So it's pretty much they're trying to do it out here with the Jews against black people. And once they do that, you already know what's going to happen, because the Jews ain't playing with that. Right. So that's what the Jews are making it seem like, oh, we're being attacked because we're Jewish, and that's not really it.
Right.
But the media is making it come like that.
Yeah, because black people don't attack people because of it. Black people just don't do that, man. Because the truth be told, black people don't really know how to differentiate between a Jewish person and an Irish person. But black people don't know how to really differentiate between all of that for the most part, unless they have on the garb. And that's another media propaganda myth too. They're bringing back the black hate the Jews thing, and that's always been a myth. So I feel you. But thanks for the call, brother. Yes, indeed. But the thing is, he's breaking a sweat talking fast. My man was breaking some good game down. But the thing is, this whole thing, the problem I have, and this is where the game and the scam comes in, is when they make it seem like this is a nationwide game that black people got together somewhere, and I must have missed the meeting, by the way, that all black people are in on, that we're compliant in this whole knockout game thing. The problem is there are no cases documented where a person was in court who got convicted or said in court or got locked up saying that, okay, I was playing a knockout game and I hit this person, beat this person up. They don't really have any documented cases of this. What you have are a bunch of videos of random isolated assaults. Let's be very clear, because when you try to tell a person, one of these right-wing dudes, oh, there's plenty of evidence. I saw a video of a black guy hitting a white guy, so that's evidence of the knockout game. No, that's evidence of somebody getting assaulted. That's evidence of some person getting randomly assaulted. It's not connected to a brother over here or brother over there. These are random assaults. Now, we're going to play the random assault game. We can pick and choose videos from everybody. What they're doing now, they're picking old videos just from anywhere. Old videos that's been circulating around the internet and putting the title knockout game on them. You understand that? It's a made-up story. This whole knockout game thing, there is no national game, and black folks got to stop saying, well, then we need to stop this knockout game. Nigga, really, you believe that? Now, some of y'all brothers out here are putting up the surrender flag because you're so scared the white supremacy is going to get you. Guess what? They're going to get you anyway, if that's the case. You got the surrender flag going on because there's a lot of black folks who co-sign it. Oh, goddamn, them niggas, fuck them. I understand that. But the thing is, a lot of people in the dominant society are flocking to this story because they want to believe this story. They want to believe that there's this comparative racism coming from black people because it will justify their own racism. Because hating a group of people for nothing that's kind of, it brings on a lot of guilt. But if you give them a story to hate them for, you can relieve your guilt. Because I want you to look at a lot of the social networking pages, look at the YouTube comments, look at the comment section whenever you see this story. The comments are all the same. Oh, fuck these niggers. That's why nobody likes niggers. That's why I hate niggers. Niggers must die. We need to shoot these niggers. That's why we got to get our guns. You understand that? Because there's a lot of reasons. We're going to break this thing down tonight. There's a lot of reasons why they have this knockout game stories. Because one reason, I mean, we're going to get real deep. One reason is this. As you know, there are a lot of stories of black people just getting shot by non-black people. There's a lot of black people just getting randomly shot. A lot of black teenagers, just really in this last couple of years, a ton of black teenagers have been shot by non-blacks, and the non-blacks were barely prosecuted, if prosecuted at all. That's not a good look internationally to shoot random black folks. Because the international community is looking at this. But if you criminalize everybody by saying they're playing this game called the knockout game, so they deserve to get shot, that's going to give people in the dominant society a reason to shoot black people now. Don't get it twisted. You think that they're not going to use that reason? I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of shootings now, and the excuse they use is that, well, I had to shoot him. I was walking home and he was playing the knockout game and I had to shoot 3 of them. Wow. That's what they're setting this shit up for, man. I'm telling y'all how this shit is going to go down. Now, if you look at some of the coverage and the footage, most of this shit is totally made up. Most of it is totally made up. See, the thing is, let me play the clip that's going around a lot. I'm gonna play the clip that's going around a lot. One of the news clips that people are running with. We're gonna break this clip down. This is the news clip that a lot of the right-wingers are running with. And this is what everybody's getting as their proof of the story. Now let's look at all of this. We're going to break this down. Now this is the initial story that ran and everybody's running with this. Now watch this and I'm going to chime in and out. Now watch this.
3 teenagers are under arrest accused of beating a homeless man in Hoboken to his death.
And police believe the teens were playing a sick game.
Knockout is a game that a lot of our teenagers...
Okay, let me pause right there. Now, they just show some random black dude. Who the fuck is he? Okay, first of all, who is he? They're doing this news story about the knockout game. Then they cut to some random black dude with no title, no name, or nothing. Who is he? They didn't say, hey, this is Jamal Simmons, community leader, community activist, former knockout guy. Nothing. Just a random black dude. Okay? That's a red flag right there, by the way. So now they got this random black dude who is the representative of the black community. That was real weird right there, but let's go on.
Just where they dare one of the guys to just randomly choose anybody walking down the street.
Investigators say the teens, all from Jersey City, seen here on surveillance video shortly after the assault, were allegedly playing knockout.
Okay, wait, let me stop again. Okay, now they just showed a surveillance video of some black kids walking in Jersey, but they didn't do anything. And their faces are blurred. Got it? I want y'all to look at that because I've broken all of this shit down. So now they got some black kids walking with their faces blurred with surveillance video. But they're not doing anything. They said, okay, this was after the attack. Let me tell you why they showed that. When you show surveillance footage, that always implies guilt and a crime, no matter what it is. When you show surveillance videos and you show a motherfucker's face blurred, whenever you show someone's face blurred, that implies that they're a criminal, that they're hiding a crime, or you're hiding the identity of a criminal. You know what I'm saying? That's a little a Jedi mind trick when you blur somebody's face. So they blurred some random kids' faces. Now watch the video. Watch.
Oh, damn! My man got slammed. James, the one-hitter quitter.
It's called a one-hitter quitter. You try to hit with one
Okay,
swing.
stop. Now, now watch this. Now, they showed some old YouTube clip from way back in the day. The clip they showed of some dude hitting some random dude that's very old, and there was somebody in the clip that yelled, one-hitter quitter. Now they cut back to the random black dude, and he's like, yeah, it's called the one-hitter quitter. So you know what they're doing? They found a random black dude, and they're feeding him the lines. The news people are telling this nigga what to say. You notice that? They're telling this random black dude with no name, no title, or nothing, they're telling him what to say. He's just repeating what they're telling him to say. Observe this now.
Completely out.
What is knockout?
The game knockout is like when people bowling, like they try to see where their hands goes at, and whoever come walking down the block or something, they just knock them out.
You just knock them out, you hit them with a blow, and you take their belongings.
Knockout is like when you just punch somebody and they go to sleep when you hit them.
What you are about to see is a violent...
Let me stop. All right. Now, so, they go to some school in the hood. They went to some ratchet school somewhere in Jersey. I want y'all to catch this now. They went to some ratchet school in Jersey. They probably went to a few schools trying to interview kids to get them to talk about the knockout game. And the thing with us, like I said earlier, black folks, we love attention. You put a camera in our face, or whenever there's a camera around, we turn up. If somebody's doing an interview, there's always a black person in the back throwing up gang signs, showing out. So we like to turn up in front of a goddamn camera. Got it? So they went and got some kids and say, hey, we'll put you on TV. Tell us about the knockout game. You know, the game where people get knocked out. And the kids are like, oh, yeah, you get knocked out. And, you know, they're turning up for the camera. They're turning up for the camera, it sounds like. Also, another thing, did you notice they got all the black kids' faces blurred again? Now, why they're blurring their faces? They don't blur people's faces in high school. You don't have to blur a high school student's face. You can interview a kid and show his face. Why are you blurring their faces? Think about that for a minute. Why are they blurring their faces? They're blurring their faces because when you blur a person's face, that makes them compliant with whatever crime they're talking about. That's the only reason why they're blurring their faces. That makes it seem like they are the actual criminals and you're trying to mask their criminal identity. Look at all the Jedi mind tricks here. Now watch this clip. Watch the rest of it.
Startling attack. Watch. Lying with his face on the curb on Tito Way is 50-year-old Kappa teacher James Adelsberger. Walking away from the attack, seeming to joke and celebrate, are 5 teenagers.
What's the point?
Like,
All right. Now, y'all saw that clip they just showed? You saw the clip they just showed of this one black kid hitting this white dude walking by. 2 things. Number 1, that clip is about a year old. 2, it's not even in Jersey. That clip has nothing to do with the story in Jersey. Nothing. Got that? And I'm gonna go deeper into that clip right there a little bit later. But the clip they just showed has nothing to do with New Jersey. It was in Pittsburgh. Now watch this.
For the fun of it, like for little kids to run around, hit people, and knock them out. Even though they shouldn't be doing it, but people do it.
You can see the teacher was walking, briefcase in hand, and with no fear as he moves toward the group of boys. Watch as one of them crosses in front of the others and violently attacks Adelsberger. He falls to the ground, slamming his head on the curb, unable to even use his hands to catch his fall.
They may hit them.
Yeah. Why?
Because they think it's funny. They think it's funny, like... They think it's amusing. That's what they think.
It's just more like picking a target that is alone, defenseless. They just go, boom, when it's the right time and the right place.
It's not anger.
Now, wait, now, did y'all see that last clip? The clip where the brother ran up behind the white lady, or I think she was Asian, and hit her in the head. Now, that's the clip that a lot of news outlets have been using. They've been using that one clip. The clip where the brother runs up from behind, knocks this lady out, she falls face down. They've been using that clip for this whole knockout game story over and over again. You got it? They've been using that clip talking about the knockout game, and they've been showing this clip saying, hey, the knockout game is going on all around the U.S., and black teams are playing this game where they run in groups and they play the knockout game. Now, the problem is there's so many lies connected with that statement, with that clip. Number 1, the guy in that clip who just hit that lady, he's not a teenager. He's a 35-year-old man. Number 2, he wasn't in a group. Number 3, he's not even in the United States. That incident happened in London. That incident where the dude hit the woman, that happened in London. It didn't even happen in the U.S. That's London. And finally, when you look at the case, the guy's name is Michael Ayoade, I think that's his name. He's like a mentally ill dude. But they don't tell you that. They don't put none of that in the right They don't say that. That's not in the U.S. He acted alone. The guy's mentally ill. That has nothing to do with some knockout game. Not only that, the dude, Michael Ayoade, who hit that woman, he assaulted a black woman too. But they never say that either. Look that case up. The guy who hit that woman in that clip in the back of the head, about a year before that, he knocked out a black woman too. You feel me? So, because I've done the research on all of these cases. That was in London. That's not even here, but they keep showing that same clip. That's called propaganda. Those are lies, dude. That's straight putting out lies out here. Yeah, the woman was an Arab, absolutely. And he's in jail, but the fact that they keep saying that this is the knockout game, and it has nothing to do with the knockout game, this is why I'm saying black folks don't buy into this bullshit. This is a straight bullshit-ass story of them showing random clips literally from around the world that are totally disconnected. They have no connection with one another, but it's that whole thing, if one black person does it, we're all in on it. That's that whole sundown town mentality. That's what they used to do in Jim Crow. If a black person stole a chicken, they would go and use that as an excuse to kill and run all the other black folks out of town who had nothing to do with the crime. You understand that? But the problem is, a lot of black folks see things through the eyes of the dominant society, and you buy into this stupid shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. Let's finish looking at this clip.
Nah, it just sound when people bored like. It just sound like you just can't be around the wrong crowd, because the wrong crowd, they'll gas them up the door.
They just want to see if you got enough strength to knock somebody out.
It could be anybody. It could be a mother with her children. It could be a guy. I know one time they got the UPS guy.
Well, what's the point? I mean, really, is it just a macho thing of kids?
It's a macho thing.
So you look at, so he's telling this dude what to say. Is it a macho thing? Yeah, it's the macho thing. He's telling this dude what to say, man. Again, if it was valid, if you gave me some real concrete evidence that this was happening, I can rock with you, dude. But don't put people up here. You don't even say who they are. You don't qualify them, and you just tell them what to say, and they're just there. Yeah, there's a knockout game. Who is he? How is he? And people in the dominant society, they use that as an excuse to act out their own racism. That's all they need to get out here and start clapping on black folks. Is it a macho thing? Yeah, it's a macho thing. You dig what I'm saying? But the thing is, they always use that if one black person does it, all black people are doing it. And let me tell you something, man. The real deal, another thing, the legal ramifications for this whole knockout game thing, because they're promoting it heavy. Because look, crime with black people is actually down. Crime is down with black people. He did look like he was reading from, I got more clips. That dude, didn't he look like he was reading from a script? And look, I'm going to break this all the way down. Look, crime is down with black folks. Crime is actually down around the country with black folks. But the thing is this. They have all of these prisons built. With these prisons built, they have to guarantee occupancy. They have to get these prisons filled somehow. So if black people are not committing crimes, we're going to create crimes for you to commit. We're going to create new crimes. This is why I was saying the street harassment is a new crime that they're committing or creating for us, so that if we say hi to a woman, they're going to try to criminalize that. Now with this whole knockout game, this is what they're going to do. They're going to make certain things considered part of the knockout game. This is what they're going to do. They're going to start calling everything a black person gets into part of the knockout game. And what they're trying to do, they keep showing this footage of random assaults by black folks from years and years and years, making it seem like it's happening right now as this big epidemic, and they're trying to get a law passed. Whenever they try to do this Willie Horton thing, and look at Willie Horton, racial coverage or the racial threat media coverage always works. That always works. Whenever they say that there's a black menace, you can get money, you can get laws passed, you can get all types of stuff popping by saying that there's a black threat. Look up the Willie Horton ads from the 1980s. The guy from London, his name was Michael Ayoade. He's a Nigerian guy. I think his name is Ayoede. I think that's how you spell his name. But that footage, they keep making it seem like it's over here some teenager, some 34-year-old dude, 35-year-old dude in London. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, they're trying to call this stopping on this knockout game a hate crime already. They're already trying to call it a hate crime. So you got to understand the Jedi mind trick that's being played. I think we got a New Yorker here. Let me see who we got. What's up? Who's calling?
Yes, hello, Tariq. This is Daniel. How you doing, man?
Hey, Daniel. How you doing, brother?
Doing all right. I had to put it on pause watching the show.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'd like to say I definitely agree. I think I actually brought it up to you on Twitter not too long ago about the fact that, like since crime is down, they're finding as much things as they can to criminalize.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it even goes to the fact when it comes to schools and shit. They take it as much culture as they can out of schools. Everything that was built to kind of distract these kids from getting into trouble.
Yeah.
For example, like they're taking away art, they're taking away music. They even taking away gym in some schools here in New York. It's ridiculous.
Damn.
So, like, you can walk up to a kid and you can ask them, like, all right, so after lunch, like, what do you do? Like, what do you do, to get up some of your energy? Oh, we go outside, and we're just with the teachers for like 30 minutes, and then we go back inside.
Absolutely.
And it's just like, all right, so you don't have like an art class, you don't have a music class, you can do anything like that. It's like, nah, not really. Like, that's something that our parents got to put us in.
Yes, indeed.
And it's just ridiculous that, like, it's actually starting to fall on that.
Yes, indeed.
You know?
Thank you for the call, bro. Let me get back into it. I don't want to lose. Thanks for the call, brother. I don't want to lose focus of what I was talking about here. But like I said, man, there's no real documented cases of a knockout crime being prosecuted. You understand what I'm saying? Where a person is like, okay, yeah, I was playing a game called Knockout. This is something that's been placed onto defendants. And this is what they're going to start doing. Let me give you something. There was a guy in St. Louis. In St. Louis, I think last year, because they've been trying to get this knockout game. They've been planting the seeds out there for a long time. I've been trying to watch this stuff. That's why you got to watch when they start planting the seeds. Because when they start planting the seeds, sooner or later, they're going to bam, them shits are going to blossom. And they've been planting the seeds for this whole knockout thing for a minute. Just like right now, they're planting the seeds for the street harassment because they're going to criminalize that pretty soon. They're just letting the seeds fester so they can start kicking in on brothers and sisters. But the thing is, there was a case in St. Louis where there was an Asian man who got killed. Some people jumped him. I don't know if they were trying to rob him. And he got killed. They arrested a guy. His name was Alex Murphy. And they were trying to say that's a case of the knockout game going wrong. Got it? Look that up. Alex Murphy. You spell his name E-L-E-X Murphy. The media called him the knockout king. Got it? The problem is, when you look at the court records and the court documents, he never said he was playing no knockout game. As a matter of fact, he said he didn't even do the crime. But they sentenced him to life for killing this guy. He's like, wait, no, I didn't commit no crime. I don't know about no knockout game. That's something that they're saying that he's doing. Understand, that's a media creation, and the prosecution and all that, they're using that. Because when you talk to these people who are doing these actual crimes, they're not saying that they're knocking out somebody because of no game. Nobody's saying that they're doing this. Now, in this clip that I just showed, there was something from Philly. There was a 15-year-old boy from Philly. I'm about to play another clip because we're going to expose all this shit tonight, man. In that clip where the kid knocked out the teacher, a lot of the news media, they keep showing that same clip too. See, the thing is, they keep showing the same 3 clips. They keep showing the clip of the dude in London. They keep showing the 15-year-old kid knocking out the white teacher. And they keep showing this dude named Marvell Weaver. I'll get on him in a minute. The thing is, the guy who hit the teacher, they keep saying that's part of the knockout game because that's one of the few pieces of footage where you see a whole bunch of black kids walking and one of them hits a guy. So with that footage, it makes it seem like all the other kids were complicit in him hitting that guy. Got it? Look at the Jedi mind trick now. They keep showing that footage of all those kids walking and the one kid hitting the white dude. So that makes it seem like all of the kids were playing a game. But when you look at the story, the kid who hit that guy, he said he acted alone. When you look at the footage, let me play a clip for you again. The kid basically said, look, I don't know nothing about no knockout game. I was just having a bad day. And this is what he told. They don't interview him, but they interviewed one of the cops in Philly, in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, I'm sorry. So basically, the kid told the police that I was just having a bad day. I kind of acted alone. I don't know nothing about no knockout game. But the media keeps running with the knockout game story. So why they keep saying this is the knockout game when the people in these videos keep denying? I'm not a part of no knockout game. You understand this? This is not what they're going to tell you. Now watch this clip.
Sucker punched and knocked out in downtown Pittsburgh. There it is. But Pittsburgh police arrested the teen. This random attack, though, is still getting a lot of attention. Channel 11's Alan Jennings live with where this case stands right now. Alan.
Hey, David, it's called the knockout game. Teens target middle-aged people to see if they can knock them out with just one punch. Tonight, the Pittsburgh Police Department denies that it's happening here. But the video of a Kappa teacher getting knocked out with 5 other teens with him is raising lots of questions. It's a chilling sight. A violent cold cock punch immediately knocking out the striker's victim, 50-year-old James Adelsberger. He's a favorite teacher of the students at the Kappa school, rushed to the ER. Late yesterday, a 15-year-old boy with a past juvenile record admitted he punched the teacher.
This was just a random act of violence. He stated that he was just having a bad day that day, and he didn't care. And in the course of walking through the alleyway, he saw the victim and decided this was a course of action he was going to take.
But not everyone believes the 15-year-old is telling the whole truth. Former District Attorney Steve Trapani from Washington County says when he watches the video, it shows all 6 males moving toward the victim. And after the teacher was knocked out, none of the other 5 offered to aid the victim. We asked police.
Okay, now you see that clip? You see what they said? Now the kid said, this ain't no knockout. I'm just mad. I was on some bullshit. I hit him myself. We don't believe him. How come you don't believe when they say they're not a part of a knockout game, you don't believe them, but some random asshole, yeah, I love the knockout game, so you believe him. But when they have no proof. So you pick and choose who you're going to believe. And when you look at the video, the police was like, or whoever the prosecutor was, the expert, whoever it was, he said that the teens were moving towards the man, all of them. No, they weren't. If you look at the clip, it was only one dude. Those teens weren't moving towards that dude. I want y'all to look at the mind trick that they're trying to run on you. Then they say, well, after the man was knocked out, the other teens didn't go to help him. The other teens kept it pushing because they didn't want to go over there and look like they were in on that. So they did the right thing they kept walking. They didn't move 1 inch towards that dude. You see what I'm saying? But this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to use this whole knockout game, and they're going to federalize, make it a federal crime, make it a hate crime, and then they're going to use different things to call the knockout game. So when they get you to court, they don't have to prove motive. Let me break some shit down to you, family. When you go to court, one of the most difficult things to do a lot of times is to prove motive. The hardest thing you have to do is prove a motive. When you commit or you're accused of committing a crime, they have to give a motive as to why you committed the crime. This is why they like to try to criminalize you or criminalize your background. They had, like with the Trayvon Martin case, you know, they kept trying to criminalize Trayvon Martin, even though he was dead. They tried to criminalize him to make it seem like he somehow was this thug who deserved to get killed. And see, they're tweaking everything so that everything can work more smoothly in future cases, because people learned a lot from the Trayvon Martin case. They learned what to do and what not to do. In the Trayvon Martin case, they kept trying to make him a criminal, but the thing is, if you talk to any Trayvon's friends, none of his friends would comply that he was a criminal. Also, with Trayvon, they kept saying that he was a thief, he was stealing, he was casing the neighborhood out, and it was hard to sell that because, remember, Trayvon Martin comes from a middle-class family. See, a lot of people try to project their nigger stereotype on Trayvon, but Trayvon Martin, mom had a great job, his dad had a great job, so Trayvon Martin was the farthest thing from a thug. And his family were both well-to-do middle-class black folks, so he had no reason to steal. Middle-class black people, for the most part, don't steal. But people in the dominant society, they think all of us are just criminals, thieves, all that shit. But truth be told, only crime in the black community happens in economically deprived areas. Black middle class, upper middle class blacks just simply don't commit crime. They don't like to put that out there. But the thing is, in a court case, it's very difficult to prove motive a lot of times. And a lot of people get off if there's no real motive. Now, if you get a dude in court and say, well, he hit somebody or he committed a crime because he was playing this niggerish game called knockout, that's his motive. Now, there's no question. You don't have to prove another motive. Now, you can just send the motherfuckers up the river now. Not only do you send him to jail automatically because they're going to make it an automatic sentence, you can send all the people who's associated with him to jail too. Because they're trying to get this all-in law thing going on. Because they got these all-in laws, meaning if one person you're with commits a crime, everybody around that person goes to jail too. So now, y'all got to look at all the angles with this knockout game shit. Because when they say it's a game that all black people are in on, so now you out with your buddy, he goes outside and gets into a fight with some drunk white dude, some hey, fucking nigger, then your buddy knocks him out. you and all of your other buddies can go to jail because all that white dude has to do is say they were playing a knockout game with me. You get that? And they're going to send all of you to jail. Understand the angles that they got going on here. They got them RICO type laws, dude. That's these all-encompassing laws that they're trying to put out there, dude. Y'all better understand how they, and black folks better stop sitting around talking about, yes, and we need to stop, nigga. It ain't about what, look, if it wasn't the knockout game, it'll be a new game they'll make up. Trust me, if it ain't the knockout game, they will make up a new crime. Y'all don't understand racial politics and propaganda. Y'all don't understand racial politics and propaganda. People understand that those in the dominant society will believe everything negative about black people. All you have to do is say something negative about black people, people in the dominant society will believe it. If they come up with a law that says all sagging pants around the country is illegal, they'll make up a law and make everybody go to jail for sagging pants. They create laws specifically for black folks. They've been doing that since the 1890s, dude. Let's just be very realistic here. They're pulling out all stops right now. Carlton, I don't know what Carlton is saying. He's probably just trolling. Carlton is probably trolling. But we're gonna get even deeper about this thing, though. There's this dude, and here's another case that they keep showing. This guy named Marvell Weaver. This is another case. Now, all of a sudden, they brought this other video out talking about black teen gets shot trying to play the knockout game. And this is a story that's been circulating around. This is another Jedi mind trick. Now they got this news story making it seem like recently a black kid just got shot because he was trying to run up and knock somebody out. Got it? Only thing is, the incident happened almost a year ago. And the dude, Marvell Weaver, who's accused of this crime, he was sentenced to a year in jail or whatever. This Marvell Weaver guy, they said he got shot 2 times in the ass by this white guy he was trying to knock out. But here's the kicker. They said that he was trying to play a variation of the knockout game by trying to use a taser. Watch this clip. Watch this clip.
A man waiting at a bus stop for his 6-year-old daughter to be dropped off from school had no idea that he would be the city's first reported victim.
I hadn't had any enemies or any reason to believe that they would be looking or doing anything to me.
We're not revealing the victim's identity for his protection. He was attacked, but not by a punch, by a faulty taser, and was able to protect himself with his own legal concealed carry .40 caliber pistol.
He shoved something into my side. I wasn't sure what it was. It had some force to it. I wasn't sure if it was a knife, if it was a gun.
17-year-old Marvell Weaver was shot twice. He's been sentenced to a year.
Did you notice when they said he was shot twice, they show the white hands shooting a gun? Did you notice that? I love that touch. I love that subliminal. Did you see that with the white hands shooting a gun? That's a great subliminal touch, by the way. Now, with this case, like I said, this is supposed to be the knockout case, but the dude tried to use a taser. So they're trying to say a variation of the knockout game is using a taser. So he was trying to knock him out with a taser. How the fuck do you knock a person out with a taser? Let's just use common sense, family. This is what I'm saying. They're putting everything under the blanket of the knockout game. Because sound like the dude was probably trying to rob him or whatever. How do you knock somebody out with a taser? If anything, tasers wake you up. When a person is knocked out, you use electricity to bring them back. Got it? Just think about that. Let's just use common sense here. Let me play the clip of Marvell Weaver talking about what happened. I want y'all to watch this Marvell guy.
In jail for the attack, but he admits he's getting off easy.
It was just a lesson learned.
But Weaver says this wasn't the first time he played it. Before he was caught, he and his friends had attacked random people on several occasions.
Not many, I say.
You see that clip they just played? It wasn't him. They said, well, Marvell Weaver has played this game several times, and they showed a clip of somebody else. Just in case you didn't catch that. Here we go.
Overall, like, like 6 or 7. I mean, we don't try to rob them or anything. That's just the game.
According to Weaver, it's not gang-related. Teens are playing it because they're bored, and they've been seeing others doing it and getting away with it on the internet. He says he used to play it because he was usually dared, high, and with a bad group of friends.
Somebody just throws out there like, okay, you want to play this, and people go along with it, and one thing leads to another, and it just goes all downhill.
Weaver had no idea that playing it would one day almost cost him his life and land him in jail.
But there's a price to pay if they wind up doing it.
Okay, so here's the Marvel, and a lot of the racist websites, they're using that as their evidence and their proof, but let's look at the holes in that. Again, this story is a year old. This happened almost a year ago. They get this guy who was playing the knockout game, but he wasn't trying to knock somebody out. He was using a taser. That don't make sense. And number 3, why is he doing an interview from jail? Why is this dude doing an interview from jail, talking about his crime? He only got a year. The guy only got a year in jail, and he's doing an interview from jail. This is what happened. They don't have documented proof of a case of an actual knockout game. So what they did, the people, they done went through different cases around the country. Got it? Feel me on this. To find something close to a knockout game. That's the closest they could find. They went to this dude. They done picked out some old case. M-Parks is already on it. You're already ahead of me, M-Parks. M-Parks, you're already ahead of me. They found this dumbass dude, and by the way, nobody's co-signing this Marvel Weaver. If he tased somebody, his dumbass should be in jail, all right? Let's not get it twisted. But what they did, they went to this random black dude who's been in jail for almost a year for a crime he did almost a year ago. Went to this dude and said, hey, Marvel, because again, you don't do interviews in jail. Your lawyer wouldn't let you do that, even if you have a public defender. You can't do no interview. They wouldn't let you talk about your case from jail on the news unless you cut a deal. They talked to a public defender and said, hey, look, Marvel, you want to get a couple of months off your sentence? We need you to say this. That's all they did. They didn't cut a deal with that dude. Am I reaching here? They cut a deal with his ass. He's going to be out of jail probably in 2 more weeks. They cut a deal with him. He sounded like he making it. He don't know what to say. This game, it all went downhill. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Got it, Marvel Weaver. Got it. Okay? So this is why I'm saying you got to question all of this stuff. You have to question all of this stuff that you're seeing out here. And now they're literally straight up fake stories coming about this story every single day. There was a story about a woman named Beulah Montgomery, some 60-year-old woman down in Alabama who shot 3 black guys. And that story was circulating on Twitter. Come to find out, the story was totally fake, totally made up. Got it? Story was totally fake, totally made up. So there's a lot of stories going around with these white vigilantes shooting these black folks now. Because now if you look at social media, that's the whole thing. We need to kill black people. We need to kill black people. That's all you see on social media right now. People talking about how they need to kill black folks. This is why we got to be very aware of this footage that's out here, because now we're in danger to a certain degree. You got to be very careful. You got to be very careful out here, man, because now they're setting it up so that if somebody blows your brains out, all they have to do is say you were playing this game. That's all they have to do now. And this is another thing, because now, y'all remember the interview I did with that guy named Johnny? And Johnny was talking about how, yeah, man, some black guys mugged me. And I did that interview with him a year and a half ago or something like that. And I talked about how people like him, people like these people who already have racist views, they always have this, a black guy tried to rob me or a black guy beat me up story that they just make up out of thin air. Got it? So now, what's going to stop people from the dominant society from just saying, hey, I was walking down the street, or a black guy beat me up. I know I ain't got no scratches on me, but yeah, he beat me up. He was playing the knockout game. Because they know that they can get sympathy doing that. Because now there's other interviews of people, non-black people, talking about this knockout game, and I swear to God, it looks like they're reading from scripts. Let me show y'all this one clip of this kid in Crown Heights, New York. He's talking about, and this is the thing, this is very interesting. They're putting people on the news talking about a black guy beat them up. They have no proof, no police report, no police record, no medical records, nothing. And all they're doing is just saying, hey, somebody beat me up, and they're getting news coverage. Now look at this, and look at this 12-year-old kid.
There is a heightened police presence in Crown Heights because of recent knockout attacks. This 12-year-old yeshiva student was one of the victims.
2 weeks ago, I was punched and knocked to the ground. I think this could have all been prevented.
The boy asked that we not give his name.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Why does it sound like this kid is reading a script? The kid is reading, dude. I was 2 weeks ago, I was knocked out, and I hope this is something that I can't prevent. Come on, dude. Y'all can't see this? The dude is reading. Who talks like that? Come on, dude. That sounds like bad acting. Come on, dude. Y'all buying this shit? Come on. You buying this? Come, let me play the rest of the clip, man.
Last week, his father told CBS 2 after the youngster was struck at random by a group of teenagers, one yelled out.
Hysterical, happy shout, we got him.
This video shows one of at least 8 recent knockout attacks. A man visiting from Israel is sucker punched by a passing teenager. In many cases, the aggressors have... Now,
that clip they just showed right there. Now, that's another clip they keep showing in New York. They keep showing the knockout clip of... This is what they keep showing. A group of black kids, I guess they walk by this Jewish guy, and one of the black dudes kind of smacks him in the back of the head. He didn't punch him, but he kind of smacks him in the back of the head, which he shouldn't have done. That's some sucker shit anyway. You don't hit nobody, all right? Nobody's condoning that. But this is not a knockout. It just seems like some dumbass dude just hit a guy. All of a sudden, this is a statewide epidemic that every black person is in on. You see what I'm saying? Let me play the rest of the clip.
African-American youngsters. Leaders in the black community say they share the concerns of their Jewish neighbors, and they're urging parents to talk to their children about the consequences if they take part in this knockout game.
To go around and harm just anybody on the premise that you want to show your bravado is not to be accepted in our community, in Crown Heights, in Brownsville, or anywhere else for that matter. Keep your hands to yourself. That is stupid.
And I'm glad the brothers came out speaking against it, because a lot of people from the right, they like to sit up and say, well, black people are complacent, black people are not speaking out. We keep speaking out. No black person is co-signing anybody getting hurt, white, black, nobody. We're not co-signing anybody getting hurt. Nobody is co-signing that. If you hit somebody, that's wrong. We'd be the first to say that. But see, other people in other society, when we get shot, when they shoot the Renisha McBrides and the Trayvons and the Jordan Russell Davises, when our kids get shot, how come people in your community don't come out and say that's wrong? How come people in your community don't do the same? We don't have a problem coming out saying that hitting people from other races is wrong. We have no problem saying that, but y'all don't do that. That's the problem that I have. But let me play the rest of the clip, and let's watch the kid now. Tell me this kid ain't reading a script.
The The City Council Public Safety Committee is urging a serious NYPD response.
I've already written to Ray Kelly. I want to know what we're going to do about it. These kids need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and we need to ensure that this doesn't keep happening.
The young victim, devoutly religious, thinks a mandatory moment of silence in public schools would help.
The boys and teens would know that there's always a God watching them, and they wouldn't only be afraid of the police.
He says he's more interested in an apology than seeing someone go to jail. In Crown Heights, Brooklyn, Tony Aiello, CBS.
Okay, dude. Okay, so they got this kid with just random kid with no proof. And again, if the kid was assaulted, nobody's co-signing that. Nobody wants to see any kid, black, white, or other, get assaulted. But why put somebody on TV? You put the camera in their face with no proof of anything. No proof, no jail record, no medical record, no school record, nothing showing that this guy was really assaulted. You just take his word for it, and now the kid sounds like he's reading a script. So you have to question that. If it looks like a duck and walks like a duck, well, damn it, I'm calling it a duck. You understand that? So this is what we have to look at, the whole thing. We have to look at all this stuff and look at the Jedi mind trick that they're playing on us. Because again, if we're going to start calling something a national epidemic, again, shit, worldwide, there's white guys out here who be killing, they jump on people and kill them. Playing a game, playing the knockout. If we're going to do the knockout game coverage, there's a lot of footage of white teens doing this all around the world. Even in London, they show that clip of the dude from London. There's another clip in London that they won't show. They're not saying that this is the knockout game. Hold on, look at this right here. They're not showing this. This happened. How come they're not making an epidemic out of this?
He was doing just that in August last year when he came across 3 teenagers. One 17-year-old Connor Doran, his younger brother, 14-year-old Bradley Doran, and 14-year-old Simon Evans. Connor Doran turned to Simon Evans and said, "I bet you haven't got it in you to do him in." Over the next 15 minutes, 2 attacks took place, and the 53-year-old died from his injuries 6 days later. All 3 were found guilty of murder in February, and today they were sentenced. The judge described Connor Doran as the leader of...
So again, man, my point is that you can find footage like that of... there's dozens and dozens of footages of white kids beating up homeless people, laughing and joking, more so than you have blacks doing it to other people too. Now let's be very realistic. Here's another clip of white dudes beating up a bum.
The camera follows a young man through the woods, but it quickly takes an ugly turn.
He's about to go beat up a bum.
Next, we see that man punching and kicking a homeless man identified as David Ivins in the face, leaving him with a bloody nose. Then he steals his bike and has this parting message.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
This brutal assault was posted on YouTube and led to the arrest of 20-year-old Taylor Geresi, the alleged assailant, and his 17-year-old cameraman, whose identity...
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So they don't show... If you're going to show clips, show all of it. Don't just pick out black teens from random, isolated, unconnected incidents and call it the knockout game, when you can go and look and find tons and tons and tons of videos of white kids knocking folks out, setting folks on fire, beating them up, the whole 9 yards. You dig what I'm saying? So now, again, there are assaults that go on, of course. Nobody's co-signing that. But my point is to make this some kind of national black epidemic. Now that gets into very dangerous propaganda, and black people need to be aware of that. Because the thing is, I think a lot of people in the dominant society, deep down, they know a lot of this video footage is bullshit, but they're going along with it because that makes a lot of people who are already racist want to justify their racism. So that gives them the excuse to shoot random black folks in the whole 9 yards. You dig what I'm saying? But the thing is, man, you got to understand this. Saying that a black person committed a crime against you, within the dominant society, that will garner you a lot of sympathy. That's why you see a lot of cases where people they commit crimes themselves, or they do something slick, and they say a black person did it to them, or a black person kidnapped me, a black person killed my wife, a black person kidnapped my kids. And they know that they can get a lot of sympathy because they know people in the dominant society will believe that. You understand that? There was a case down in, I think it was in Miami, where there was this dude, he was a skater, and he was like in a parking garage somewhere. He was unconscious. His face was bashed in. His face was kind of, messed up. And he was taken to the hospital. And he told the hospital and the media that 2 black dudes beat him up. Some of my Florida people might remember this story. It was, I want to say, about 3-4 years back. So he told the media that he got beat up by 2 black guys, and everybody's looking for the black guys who beat him up. And people were sending this guy money. Oh, get well soon. I mean, this guy got hundreds of thousands of dollars because he told everybody that he got beat up by 2 black guys. You remember that case, King Dance? It was in Miami, wasn't it? Wasn't it in Miami? So he got all this money. He said he got jumped and all this. It was real. He sold that story. Come to find out, somebody fucked around and got surveillance video of the parking garage. Somebody got surveillance video, and what happened, wasn't no black guys around. This son of a bitch was skateboarding and fell off his fucking skateboard and bust his face. That's all that happened to his stupid ass. So everybody was molded. You dig what I'm saying? Ain't nobody jumped his dumb ass. I be telling y'all, these dudes be making up the black guy beat me up stories because they know that it's a cool story. You can get sympathy, and you know that people want to believe that. The black boogeyman story is something that people want to believe. You dig? So black folks got to be very careful because the black boogeyman rape story, those are starting to come back. There was what's that guy's name? It was an athlete, this guy, a Heisman prospect. What's this guy's name? An athlete who just got accused of rape, but they didn't file charges because the chick, her story was so weak, she tried to pull the rape game on him. What's that guy's name? What's that brother's name? He's an athlete. He had a real fine black girlfriend, by the way. He had him a little white girl side piece. And what's his name, family? Come on, help me out. What's this guy's name? Is it James Winston? Yeah. Winston. So this is what I understand of the story. I said OJ. From what I understand of the story, the white girl said that, didn't she say she got raped or something, and she didn't know him and all this, but then they found out that she took pictures with him before they hung out before she forgot she took pictures with the dude before, so they called her in all types of lies. I think somebody said OJ. So the thing is, man, it's getting real out here, dude. It's getting real out here, family. And we got to be very careful with what's going on. Somebody asked me about the guy who wrote the book, White Girl Bleed a Lot. There's a guy, can't think of his name. I was hollering at him on Twitter with his bullshit. He wrote a book a few years ago called White Girl Bleed a Lot. It's all about this black mob violence that the media is suppressing. And now he's having a field day right now trying to resell his book because of this whole knockout game craze. And don't trip on him. He's in on the scam. See, guys like that, they know the game. They know that there are people within the right part of the dominant society who want to believe that. So he's just a guy who's trying to capitalize off racism. I ain't even mad at him. I see his hustle. He don't know it. Guys like that, I can debate them and knock their fucking stats out the water. He's just making a buck. I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you, player. Flaherty, whatever his name is. I guess it's Flaherty. Colin Flaherty. Flatterly, whatever his name is. He's making a buck. Because remember, there's people who capitalize off racial rhetoric. There are people who are smart enough to capitalize off of it. So they write books and get radio shows spewing what they want. Like Rush Limbaugh, I take my hat off to Rush Limbaugh because he's hustling. Rush Limbaugh and those dudes, most of them don't believe that shit that they're saying, but they know that they can pander to a certain segment of the population who want to believe that racist shit. That's guaranteed money. And this coon Negroes know that they can make a quick buck off that too. Whatever you do, there's always money in the anti-black propaganda crowd. You understand? There's always a way to turn a buck. That's why people like black folks like Thomas Sowell, people like that, I don't have a problem. I know they're hustling. Even the Larry Elders. See, Larry Elder, I think people within the dominant society, they kind of know he's kind of a coon, so they don't take him as seriously. They use him for what it's worth. But they put more stock into Thomas Sowell because Thomas Sowell can usually disguise his cooning. He can intellectualize his rhetoric. So people love quoting Thomas Sowell from the right. You dig? But he's in on the scam. He's like, look, I'm going to make a buck off these dumb hicks my damn self. Pop my collar to you too, brother. I see what you're doing. Yeah, there's a whole... All of these people, when they're at the end of their career, they get a whole new career with that whole racial pandering nonsense. You dig? Real talk. But yeah, but again, my point is, this whole knockout game thing, don't buy into it. Look at the clips. Y'all can find those clips I played on YouTube. That's a whole scam, family. That's a scam. That's an all-encompassing scam. That's something that they're trying to introduce because now what they want to do with that knockout game thing, if you go to court and they charge you with the knockout game, they don't have to prove motive. Not only do they don't have to prove motive, they can get you and about 4 or 5 other people you know by just saying they were in on the game with you. Trust me, this is going to start happening. Don't get it twisted. I guarantee y'all, mark my words, that's going to start happening. Those black boogeyman stories, that always sells. Y'all, where my New York people? Y'all remember in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s, they had another version of the knockout game. They had something called wilding. In New York, in the 80s and 90s, the late 80s, early 90s, they kept throwing these stories out about black people wilding. Going around Central Park, wilding and raping. Y'all remember that? They always put those stories out right before an election year. Because see, right now, an election year is about to come up. We're right on the edge of 2014, so the election times are about to pop off, and they need platforms. Y'all remember wilding? They ran with those wilding stories. They had a field day with that shit. They were locking brothers up left and fucking right in New York over that wilding shit. They're still paying out people because of that. See, that's what happens. Years later, when they start wrongfully convicting people, when they're like 50 and 60 or 40 or whatever years old, then they have to pay them out from all those fucked up laws they put in on them back in the day. The Central Park 5, exactly. With that wilding thing, look at the Central Park case. There was some brothers called the Central Park 5 who were wrongly accused. This is the same thing as the knockout game. History repeats itself. What happened is that one dude raped a white woman. It was one dude who raped a white woman. But because they kept saying that black men are wilding in groups, 5 brothers got convicted who had nothing to do with the rape. Why? Because wilding was a group activity, and if one is in on it, all of them are in on it. They didn't do it. I know they didn't do it. I know the whole case. 5 of these dudes were wrongfully convicted. None of them raped this woman, but they were throwing that wilding propaganda out there. The minute they went to court, they threw that wilding shit on them. The jury's like, guilty. Got it? And those brothers went to jail, and they had to be released. They did, 5-10 years in jail? You dig what I'm saying? And then what happened, a dude later on, some dude, Puerto Rican dude confessed. I think it was a Puerto Rican dude. It was one dude. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, the cops made him confess. The cops coax them into confessing. You dig what I'm saying? It's the same thing now, dude. This knockout game is the new wilding. They're going to use that. They're doing that same shit in New York. And watch, they're going to have the same cases. If somebody does something, they're going to say it's the knockout game, and they're going to start locking groups of brothers up because they got to fill these prisons. So please understand the game and how it's being played out here. So that's why black folks gotta stop co-signing stupid ass shit like this, because it's going to affect you too. A lot of black folks think that they're gonna wave the surrender flag and jump on the side of the dominant society, because a lot of times if you become the mouthpiece of the dominant society, they'll pat you on the head temporarily. Hey, yeah, you a good nigga. Come on over here with us. See, this good nigga right here, he's against you too. This is our nigga right here. But when it comes down, they're gonna throw your black ass right up in the mix and start busting on you too when it goes down. Don't get it twisted. And black folks don't seem to realize this. This is why I get on the black feminists. I get on their cases. I get on a lot of black folks' cases for co-signing propaganda aimed towards the black community. When you co-sign it, you become compliant in it, and it detriments the whole community, not just men, not just women, but all of us. What did 50 Cent say about the knockout game? I didn't hear. What did he say? But listen to what I'm saying. The knockout game is the updated version of Wilding. Wilding was the updated version of the Rapey Negro. The Rapey Negro was an updated version of the cocaine crazed Negro. Every 20 years, they come up with this new Negro menace story. All the time. Jay Prince, what did 50 Cent say about it? So the black folks, don't fall for that. Don't start looking at, well, we need to stop. Of course, look, nobody needs to hit innocent people. That's a given. Nobody needs to hit no innocent person. We know that. We got common sense. Because I say this to, and when people in the dominant society start talking all that shit, oh, you black folks need to stop all this. Oh, just ask them this. Why would black people just all of a sudden start hitting you? Ask them some real simple questions. Don't get into long debates with them, because what they'll do, they'll start trying to troll your pages. And it was me and some people early on Twitter talking to some of these racist rednecks. And when you ask the right question, they'll start shutting the fuck up. So you ask them, they like quoting these stats. Well, black people are 12% of the population. They create the most crime. Black people do this. You guys are going out here beating up white people. Okay. If we're just doing all this around the country, let me ask you this. Why? What are we doing? Why would we do that? What would make us in 2013, after all this time, just decide right now as a group nationwide to just start beating up white people? Why would we do that? Why? Usually they can't answer that. And the best question you ask, what's the solution? If we're doing all this, always ask them this. What is the solution? Let's stop playing games. I don't want to hear the most stats. Okay, yeah, you're right. The stats are right. We go to jail the most. Oh, we smoke crack. Oh, we are just big criminals. We do the most stealing. We do the most robbing. You're right. What is the solution, sir? Let's just cut to the fucking chase. Let's just get to, and all you people in the dominant society, you looking now, all you pro knockout game hating people who just think that black people ain't shit, what's the solution? I ask you that. If you're watching this on YouTube or Ustream, comment below. What is the solution? That's the question to you. I don't want to hear all nigga this, nigga that go to Africa. What's the solution for black folks? If you think that we're playing this game and your life is in danger, what's the solution? Oh yeah, that whole black people commit the majority of the crime. We were talking to somebody on Twitter about that earlier. Number one, they love to say, well, blacks are 12% of the population. They commit the most murders. Number one, let me tell you what's bullshit about that. Number one, most of the murders in this country, people within the dominant society are not convicted for the murders they do. For example, George Zimmerman. For example, Casey Anderson. Anthony, whatever her name is. A lot of people in the dominant society, they're simply not convicted of the murders and the crimes they commit. Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. because black people are less than 12% of the population, it would be mathematically impossible for 12% of the population to commit all the crime, or the majority of the crime, because that means that every black person has to be a criminal. And if you look at stats, black people, less than 1% of the entire black population has a criminal record. Less than 1%. So basically, 1% of the population cannot commit the majority of the crime. It's virtually mathematically impossible. Y'all try to use these bullshit percentages that you can debunk very easily. So 1% of the population is mathematically impossible for black people to commit crimes in places they don't even live. Because there's crime that go on in the Midwest in many places where black people are not even a majority, just not even there. So black people do not commit the majority of the crime. That's a lie. The problem is a lot of black people are just convicted and also accused of more crime. Not because they committed, because there's racial bias in the justice system. Let's just be real. There's racial bias in the justice system. People like to use numbers as if there is no bias with the numbers. But who's keeping up with the numbers? See, people like to say, well, the numbers and the stats show, because, see, numbers are supposed to be universal. But the thing is, these stats are created by people, and these people have racial biases. So don't let them run the numbers game on you. Whoa, what's that, J. Rock? We're talking the same shit. Tariq against black. Why don't you school him? Huh? But let's be real, huh? Because when you bring up stats, see, a lot of cats, these right-wing dudes, when you bring up real stats and you start saying, okay, historically, hell, I can show you a bunch of cases where whites committed crimes against blacks and were never prosecuted. I mean, you can look at the whole Jim Crow era, and there's a book called 100 Years of Lynching up into the 1960s where there were so many crimes against blacks where whites were just never prosecuted. Straight up murder, and you just weren't, you didn't not only get convicted, you didn't even go to jail. So you can't say, okay, you commit the most crime. No, you just don't get convicted. Then they start saying some shit, well, let's stop living in the past. Stop it. Now you filibustering here. Now you're filibustering here. You dig? So it's real deep stuff out here. So you got to know these stats and you got to know how to handle these dudes. How many? We got a lot of folks in here. I haven't even looked at the numbers. How many folks we got in here? We heavy. Oh shit, we are heavy in here. Let's get some more people in here. Hold on. Hold on. 1 second, family. All right, I just tweeted. But yeah, we heavy in here. We almost got 1,000 people in here. But again, black folks, stop going for the okie doke. Stop going for the okie doke. And the thing is, again, there are people, they like to quote these black crime stats, but people in the dominant society, other than black people, you simply get away with more crimes, even if we know that you're guilty. Like George Zimmerman, for example. Now, George Zimmerman, this fool done got arrested again. So we know that George Zimmerman is very liberal with that gun. He pulls that gun out at the drop of a hat. He done pulled that gun out on people 2 more times ever since he done been acquitted. So he's real liberal with pulling that gun out on people. He keeps getting them ass. This is why the stats are skewed. You understand what I'm saying? Because people in the dominant society, you give your own a pass. Let's just keep it 100. So don't throw out these numbers when you look and see who's getting away with shit. It's real deep stuff, man. But yeah, man, again, this whole knockout game story, don't go for it. Black folks don't fall, and even white people and people in the dominant society, don't you fall for that stuff either. Don't let them play you. Don't let them play you either. Don't let them try to pander to some racial views that you may or may not have. You dig? Because the thing is, let me keep it 110. Black people, and I've been reading a lot of the comments, there's some hate. And I think a lot of black people don't want to believe that people in the dominant society feel a certain way about them. That's why I think a lot of black folks are in denial about a lot of stuff, because when you look at some of these comments, man, I want y'all, when y'all stop listening to my show tonight, go look at YouTube, go look around the internet about this knockout game story and read the comments. There's the people in the dominant society are saying some very hateful shit about black folks. Now, I'm not surprised. I already know the game. But a lot of black folks, I think they're being heartbroken to understand and know that there are people in the dominant society who still feel this way about them. Because black people are like, well, damn. Because they're saying shit like, fuck these niggers. This is why you can't trust niggers. They're not differentiating between the knockout kids and other blacks. When people are commenting on this story, they're saying niggas ain't shit. All black people are evil. All black people are scandalous. All black people are all blacks need to be shot. I'm going to carry my gun. That's why we all need to be strapped up. All the she-boons, they're calling black women she-boons, and the monkey men, they are going in on black folks, and a lot of blacks don't understand where that's coming from. Because blacks have been so nice to people in the dominant society. But for the most part, black people have been very easygoing with people in the dominant society. You understand that? Black people are actually very nice to those in the dominant society. Black people just kind of want to go along to get along. But the thing is, in the dominant society, because I've read some comments of people saying this. This is a common thing. Oh, I knew those black folks. See, they're mad at us. Oh, they're mad because of slavery. They love bringing up slavery out the blue. It was some cats on some white nationalists on Twitter trying to bring up slavery with me. They were like, I'm like, hey, this knockout game is a farce. Hey, Tariq, slavery is over, dude. I wasn't there. I'm like, dude, nobody's, calm down. You bringing up some shit that nobody even said. No, yo, broke, coming from peasant ancestry ass wasn't no damn slave owner. Shut up. They love to throw that. Hey, buddy. Stop living in slavery, dude. I wasn't there. That's your little Fox News bullet point. You did. They love throwing that out there. I wasn't around during slavery, dude. No, nobody said you were, dude. You were probably somewhere broke in Ireland eating a fucking potato. I didn't say you were a part of slavery. Stop it. But a lot of people are saying stuff like this. I've seen a lot of these comments. Oh, man, that knockout game, those fucking blacks. They're mad at us. Oh, they're mad and they want to get revenge on us. That's the common theme I keep hearing. Oh, those blacks. I told you they've been wanting to get revenge. This is their way of getting back at us. You know why they keep saying stuff like that? Because deep down, people understand. People in the dominant society, they understand what has been done to black folks. They know. Because they know what goes on in their community. They know what happens to blacks. And they know the indifference that many people in the dominant society has about black folks. They know because they have it. And because there's so much hatred that's seeped in there, they think that we have the same hatred towards them. And they project their hatred onto us, and they think, oh, just fucking any moment now, man, they're going to come back and get us. Oh, they think, black folks, let me tell you something. Black folks really have no desire to get back at you. Black people really don't. I know that's kind of hard to believe, but black people really don't want to get back at you. Black people just kind of want to get along. Black people actually want you to like them. For the most part. But this whole thing about, oh man, I just get it over with. Because they feel that the pendulum is going to swing back. They understand the universal law of karma. they think that the pendulum is going to swing back at any moment, and they just want to get it over with. You dig? They want to get it over with. So any story about a black person doing something to a white person, all of a sudden it's a nationwide epidemic that we're all in on. Truth be told, if black people wanted to get back at white people, black people could have done it in slavery. Black people could have easily done it. Easily. But the thing is, black people were too and are now very mentally pacified. Black people are just mentally pacified. Black people just want to get along, which is fine. Black people just want to get along. Because, again, in the dominant society here, black people have been mentally programmed to protect, black people in America have been mentally programmed to protect white people and protect those in the dominant society. You understand? Whereas, you notice many of the riots and uprisings happened in the Caribbean. You understand that? Many of the uprisings happened in the Caribbean because many people in the Caribbean, they had more closer ties to their African roots. That's why we had Haiti, all that shit. We, in the Caribbean, they had more ties to the African roots. That's why they rose up on the dominant society easily. And they still kind of have that now. I had a Jamaican maid. She scared me. A long time I had a Jamaican maid, and she was cleaning my house. She went off on me. Mr. Nasheed, your house is filthy like white people. You keep your house filthy like white people. I'm like, shit, you scared me, lady. You dig? But shit, them Maroons in Jamaica was not a fucking joke. Jamaica had the Maroons. They were not to be fucked with. Because they didn't have that thing where we have to protect them. Because they kept on to a lot of their African roots. You did, where here, we were separated from a lot of our African roots. We kept getting sold off individually, whereas in the Caribbean, many of the blacks were sold in lots, where they would get a black tribe and sell them to the whole tribe to one plantation. That was a mistake they made in the Caribbean. Because what gave us our strength was our ability to communicate. You understand? Whenever we could communicate thoroughly, we were a beast. When black folks could communicate with each other thoroughly, that's why those gullahs in South Carolina, they were rising up. That's why those gullahs was getting it in South Carolina, because a lot of the gullahs, they put them in those rice plantations over there in the Gullah Islands and all that shit, and they could communicate with each other, and they were like, look, we about to rise the fuck up. They were rising up, going back and forth to Florida. Them Gullah Geechees were not no fucking joke back in South Carolina. So whenever we had our language, whenever we were able to communicate in our native tongue or with each other on an African spiritual level, we were very thorough. But when we were sold off individually, your mind, when you're by yourself, your mind can be more programmed. You understand? So a lot of us were sold to individual plantations. We were taken away from our mom, our dads, our family. So when you get an orphan, we're basically culturally orphan. You can mold an orphan any way you want to mold them. You dig? So the orphan, black orphan, we were molded into protecting the dominant society. Real deep shit, man. Real deep stuff. Oh, them Geechees were not nothing to fuck with. Those Gullah Geechees were not nothing to fuck with. Because on the Gullah Geechee out there in South Carolina, what they did, they got certain West Africans who knew how to cultivate rice. And over there in the Gullah Geechee area, that's the Gullah Geechee area now, it's like swampish land. And what happened was that a lot of the white slave owners and overseers couldn't stay in that area with the Gullahs, because they would get sick and they were susceptible to those tropical diseases and shit. Whereas the African, that was like their homeland, so they could rock over there. So many of the Gullahs and the Geechees were left to their own devices. So they didn't have an overseer over them as much. So they kept a lot of their language, and they didn't have that desire to protect the dominant society. So that's why they were rising up over there, going back and forth to Florida. Real deep stuff. Those Gullahs were, we need to do more studies and research about them. Those Gullahs and Geechees were not a joke. What's up, young Ghost Gosseler? How you doing, brother? Yeah, we're going to talk about that in Hidden Colors 3, the meritorious manumission. We're going to talk about that in Hidden Colors 3, by the way. Yeah, I do, because there has to be a tremendous change. See, with black folks over here, black folks wait till shit gets real bad, unfortunately. That makes black people wake up. Black people wait till, there's a tragedy to say, whoops, let's stop fucking around here. Hopefully we don't wait till it's too late. Because we got to stay focused. See, what happens with us, other people can sidetrack us very easily. So when we should be watching the chessboard and who's controlling the chessboard, we get pissed off about the pawns. So we end up arguing with men and women over men's issues, women issues, and shit like that when we're in the same boat. And that's the problem. That's why I've had a problem with the black feminists, because a lot of the stuff gets sidetracked when we're all in the same boat right now. So being on the bottom of a damn ship, arguing whose chain is tighter, is a moot, irrelevant point at this moment. We're both in chains. Let's get the fuck up from under this boat. Then we can talk about whose chains are tighter. But that's what we do when we have this, black feminists, we got it the worst because, all right, you got it. Oh, we got it. And then, now what we do? What are we going to do now? What's the issue now? Let's just get the fuck up out of here. Then we'll argue that shit later. Samir, please stop asking about that dude, man. Samir, you ask the question every week. Nobody gives a fuck, man. Samir, you ask the same question every week. Nobody gives a fuck. It must have been you. I think you put a video of me, quote unquote, talking about the dude, and the video got like 19 views. As you see, nobody gives a fuck about that dude or that comment. Nothing. Nobody cares. You keep asking. You're the same dude who asks every week. Nobody cares. I don't care. Nobody else cares. That's why everybody, man, y'all need to get Hidden Colors 1 and Hidden Colors 2. That's number one. Black folks, you need to get Hidden Colors 1 and 2 for every other black person who don't have it. Get that at hiddenoColorsFilm.com. hiddenoColorsFilm.com, because we got to start off understanding each other and getting an agenda. We got to get an agenda. And you got to know who you are. Go to hiddenoColorsFilm.com if you do not have Hidden Colors. The movie Hidden Colors, that's going to enlighten you if you have not seen it. But Samir, I don't give a fuck. Y'all ask the same question every week. I don't care about the dude. I really don't. He is chaos. Every week he asks the same question. Every week, nobody cares. Nobody cares. What's up, old school Mo? You say you keep repeating my messages on Facebook. What are you saying on Facebook? I know he talks about the same dude every week, and nobody cares about the dude, man. Nobody cares. I just don't care. I don't care. And people on YouTube don't care. Nobody cares. I made a comment about this dude in one of my shows in passing, talked about the dude for 2 minutes, and every week, same dude in here asking about the dude. Posting shit up on YouTube, trying to make I don't know if he's trying to make a big. You are the same dude, but I don't believe there's more than one dude asking about somebody who nobody gives a shit about. There's not more than one dude asking about some random dude that no one cares about. You are the same dude, man. Stop asking about the guy. You're just creating different screen names, asking about the same dude, so I can mention his name and then you can put something on YouTube. And the last video you put on YouTube got like 19 views. So you can't even get 20 people to give a fuck. And go to TariqElite.com. And people, a lot of people are not aware that all of my new podcasts are on TariqRadio.com, because some people are still going to MacLessonsRadio.com. If you want to get all of my new podcasts, you got to go to TariqRadio.com. TARIQ Radio.com. Also, go to iTunes and subscribe to the new feed at TariqRadio.com. That's what's up. Let's see who's on the phone. What's up? Who's calling?
What's happening with it?
What's up? Who's this?
What's up? We just gonna say this is Prince Amir.
This Prince. All right. What's up, Prince Amir? This is the guy you called a few times, talking about something. But what's going on with you, bro?
Nothing much. I actually called this once.
Okay.
I actually talked to you in the chat room.
Oh, okay. Because didn't you call? Okay, you called in the chat room. Because one time you called up and I didn't know it was you. I was asking who it was, and you were talking over me, and I'm like, okay. Then I couldn't understand you.
Right.
But, all right. But what's on your mind? What's on your mind, bro?
Bro, I just want to talk about something real, and this is in reference to what we talked about like the other time.
Right.
It's actually in reference to what we was talking about in the chat room. All right, you've done interviews with the Moors, right? You talked with Shahzad Ali. You've interviewed Sabir Bey, I believe.
Right.
You also had the Moors in your DVDs. You also refer to yourself as Moors.
Right.
You know, I just want to know when in these history books, besides these Afrocentric literature that you find on the street corner, that you can actually find, you know, the Moorish Empire. You know, what's this whole agenda behind it? You know, because I'm you know, that's the whole issue I was trying to get at.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's
what I'm.
Okay. But the thing, well, I don't say Afrocentric books. There's plenty of documents that show that the Moors were ruling Spain and parts of Italy. This is well documented. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that more, but you do understand that the term Moor was thrown out there. You know, it's very ambiguous. It was very vague, and they threw that name out there.
Right. I mean, they call the Moors different. But the thing, when they reference the Moors, sometimes they say the Muslim, the Almoravids, the Saracens. They have different names because the Moors it was a descriptive term. That's what I'm saying. It was a descriptive. The Moors never said, "We bring you the Moorish Empire," because they never called themselves Moors. You understand?
Exactly. Right. Exactly. See, like you were just saying, the Saracens. Saracen was a term just to describe a Muslim.
Right.
And even the term Moor at one point was just a term to describe any kind of Muslim. And you know that until people with the Turks, you know, the Arabs, the Berbers. You know, I'm very aware that.
But wait. I disagree with that, though. But I disagree because that was a term not to just describe Muslims, but to describe black people in Europe, because Saint Maurice, who was a revered Christian, was Saint Maurice the Moor, and the word Maurice is a variation of the word Moorish, right?
Undoubtedly, without a doubt it was. But over time, it became a term to refer to anybody that was Muslim. You know, we understand that there were Moors, and a lot of them, you know, some of them were black. But over a period, it became a term to refer to a whole lot of people. Understand that? And even if we would call it Moorish Empire, that'll be, you know, there's a whole.
But who? But the term Moor was really a descriptive term, and that was what they said in replacing, because the word black was not really invented yet before English. English is a 500-year-old language. You know that, right?
All right.
Right.
I understand. Hold on. Let's rewind back though. I'm not even referring to English. We're referring to Moor.
Right.
The term Moor actually has a whole lot of etymology in it. It came from Mori. It came from Morisco.
Yeah.
Moriscos in Spain and all that. And you know, it became very ambiguous. And see, at first it referred to somebody that was dark. You know, and you know, because you gotta understand, these what you call these foreign, you know, these are territories that were once occupied by the Romans.
I understand that.
And you know, they were very descriptive and you know who they were referring to. All right. And look, the thing is, first of all, I just want to tell you this, man. Prince to me is this screen name. I'm not no Muslim or anything. I just use that as a screen name, right? But the thing is, you know what I'm saying, the term Moor, the term Moor got very ambiguous. When they first
Prince
came
Amir, bro, this is turning into a whole thing, bro. And I kind of want you to get to the point, bro, because people in the room are complaining.
The point is, man. When you said you refer to yourself as Moorish, you refer to yourself as Moorish, and we went to Europe and we did all that. I'm like, how come you're not describing what happened in Africa? Because that's the thing. You got these whole bunch of people like the chemists, comedians, and they want to take credit for everything. They take credit for Noah's Ark and Budapest. And,
I got it. So the point is what? So the point is exactly what?
The point is, why are people referring to themselves as more? Why do you refer to yourself as that? And what's this whole big agenda behind it?
The thing is, that's the problem that a lot of brothers like you, sir, get into. Y'all get into this whole, what are we going to call ourselves? I don't give a fuck. Because whatever we call ourselves, let's call ourselves fuzzy wuzzies. Let's just fight white supremacy and get off our ass. What should we call ourselves, Amir?
I would just say, at first, just call ourselves Black African or something like that.
Let's call, all right, we're Black Africans. I'm good. All right, now what? Now how do we stop white supremacy, racism, and get our shit together? I'll roll with that.
It's a whole lot. It's going to take a whole lot to do
That's
that.
what I'm saying. All right, the name don't mean nothing. It's like, okay, there's a war going on, and we're sitting up trying to figure out what we're going to name our army and what color we're going to put in our uniform. We got to argue about more practical things. Whatever we call ourselves, that's fine. I don't do the whole what we should call it. I don't give a shit. We can call ourselves anything. What actions are we going to take to get our shit together? That's my biggest concern. Does that make sense?
But it is kind of a problem because when you call yourself more, there are a lot of people that want to call themselves more and they want to call themselves African or anything like that.
It don't matter.
I actually talk to people like that.
I don't care. I don't get into the name thing. That's why with Hidden Colors, you know why? The first Hidden Colors, the reason why I called it The Untold History of People of Aboriginal, African, and Moorish Descent. The reason why I called it that title, because I wanted everybody to be encompassed with that, because I didn't want people saying, well, I'm not going to watch this movie because I ain't no African. I ain't going to watch it because I ain't no Moor. All of you motherfuckers, we're all the same. Whatever you want to call yourself, let's watch this film.
You know what? I could kind of agree with that to a degree. But my thing is, why'd you get on me for trying to say that? You know what I'm saying? Because there's a whole, different people, I'm just trying to spit a fact.
All right, that's good. I'm letting you spit the fact,
you
brother.
just bad on me, man. That was kind of cold. You know what I mean? The thing is, with all due respect, you ain't even know me. I'm not no more. I'm not no Canadian. I'm not even no Afrocentric dude. Now, I take a lot of literature from everything. I peep game.
That's good,
I respect game.
Right.
I mean,
all right, brother. All right, we're good.
We're
All right, we're good. All right, good, brother. I don't know you. We're on the phone talking. That's fine. Now, what part of New York you from, brother?
I'm actually in New York right now.
That's what I said. What part of New York?
I'm actually in New York, but I'm actually from Vegas.
From Vegas?
Right now, Vegas.
How many years did you do years in prison? How many years you do in prison?
No, I ain't doing any years. Nah, bro, I ain't doing any years in prison. not even, man. I was just speaking my mind, I was just I ain't doing any years.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say, man. I was just trying to go on the real level, man.
There you go.
Like you said, we could call ourselves whatever we want to do, man. But it's a whole lot of people pushing agendas, and you got to be careful what kind of literature you soak it up from and you screw out.
Okay, bro. Got it. What we need to be concerned right now, because we got to start thinking in terms of practicality. Right now, we got to figure out what we're going to do about this whole knockout game propaganda and how we're going to protect ourselves from that. Because right now, you're in New York. You're in danger right now, brother, from the dominant society. The least of your worries about what the fuck you're going to call yourself right now. Right now, you got to protect yourself and see how we're going to fight and get this propaganda up off us so we don't get these crazy-ass sentences that they're trying to set up. So let's look at things from a practical standpoint. You feel me?
But also, and in order to do that, hold on, here's the thing though. In order to do that, to fight that, you gotta fuck with some real niggas, right? You gotta be in the company of some real niggas. So you just can't be, fuck with any kind of fake shit, because that's the whole thing. I don't fuck with any and everybody out there, you know what I'm saying? I keep it with some real ones. So that's just the whole thing. That's the whole agenda behind it. When people just say, they this and that, what they represent says a lot about themselves, especially, if they just spend a whole lot of philosophy, nothing about.
Right.
And that's the thing. I agree. It's a whole lot of things, black people, it's a whole lot of vigilantism going on. All right, and that a lot of black people just getting killed like it's nothing.
Okay, all right, brother. I mean, all right, bro. I gotta go, man. Thank you. I'll let you get your point out.
All right, man. I'm just saying, disrespect me. I respect your mind. Disrespect me.
There you go.
I'm not really tripping over it, but thanks for the call. Thanks for taking me, man.
There you go, brother. All right. Prince Amir had a lot on his chest. We let him get it off his chest. There you go. Prince Amir from New York. There you go, brother. All right, he got it off his chest. All right, let's see who else we got here. Yo, what's up? Who's calling? Because I did get in Prince Amir's ass, and you deserved it at the time, but it's good. Don't call back. He's very long-winded, nigga. What's up? Who's calling? Let's see who we got. Hey, what's up? Who's calling? Hey. Hey, man, where you calling from?
ATL.
Hey, man, what's on your mind, brother?
Everything going well. I was just listening to Prince Amir.
Yeah.
The guy, he was making sense, but I think he missed the point exactly completely all the way through. The point is that there are many walks of life, many different shades and colors and creeds of black people, and we all in the dominant society are labeled as the same exact thing. So
yes, indeed.
Regardless of what you want to call ourselves, we all are the same thing. That ain't the point. The point is to get somewhere and have something to call our own. And the dude was just missing the whole. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Get to the goddamn point.
Yeah, man. I don't know what cats think that, okay, I'm not going to shoot him because he's a Hebrew Israelite. I mean, that ain't going to happen, dude.
Tariq, let me be honest with you. It sounded to me like the guy was kicking some really, really good game, very informational. I ain't debating that at all. But it sounded to me like he was basically trying to be like, okay, and I ain't dick riding you at all. I listen to your show. And I got a lot of respect for your mind and all that kind of stuff.
Yes,
but he was kind of seemed like he was trying to intellectualize and feel like, dude, we get the point. We all listen. I feel like a person who listens to your show, we all kind of on the same conscious level. We all kind of know the same kind of information. I would hope that we do a lot of research, but I'm like, dude, we know this stuff. I watch you come one.
Absolutely.
And I research this. You ain't got to. We don't need the history lesson. We need some help.
Yeah, we need a plan. We need a plan. That's my whole thing. Okay, let's get a plan, dude. Whatever. Call it what you want to call it. Let's just get it popping. My God.
Exactly.
Yes, indeed. All right, thanks for the call, brother. Yes, indeed. Man, yeah, whatever you want to call it, that's fine, man. Whatever. That's cool. I don't get into that whole name, what we should call ourselves, because that ain't the answer. Cats like to get, you know what, a lot of dudes like to get into that whole name thing because that prevents you from getting out here putting in work. A lot of times we do stuff to prevent ourselves from putting in that work to get away from the inevitable. We got to get out here and put in work, man. That's the bottom line. And a lot of people, people don't have a plan and they don't know what to do, so they filibuster. And we can't filibuster our way out of shit all the time. You dig? Yes, indeed. Y'all need to go to TariqElite.com and get the Tariq Elite aviator glasses, the brand new glasses. Go get the No Justice t-shirts. Get all the t-shirts. We still have jackets left. We got the leather varsity jackets left at TariqElite.com. TariqElite.com. Ladies and gentlemen, TariqElite.com. We are here heavy. We still damn near got 1,000 folks in here tonight. We're heavy. How many people if this is your first time in here, press 1. If this is your first time in here, press 1. If this is your first time in the room, press 1, ladies and gentlemen. If this is your first time, let's see whose first time it is in the room. Press 1. And all the ladies, press 5. Let me talk to the ladies in here. Let me talk to all the wonderful ladies in the room. All the wonderful ladies in the room. Let's see who got in here. No, what's up, Infamous? That whole thing about Tay Diggs, Infamous, that ain't true. The people, they made this fake meme of Tay Diggs saying something slick about black women. They got a picture of Tay Diggs, and they got some shit that he said about black women, and a picture of him with his white wife. and they started circulating it around. See, black folks believe every goddamn thing you see on Twitter. Y'all, please do research. That whole thing, when somebody posted that on my page, I knew that was bullshit. Because they do that to me all the time. People get my picture and put up these fake Tariqisms. They put up a whole bunch of pictures with shit that I didn't say and circulate it around and then do news stories about it. They do that shit to me all the time. So stop believing everything that you see on Twitter that's not sourced. These fake memes. All right? Yeah, Tay Digg, he wouldn't say no stupid shit like that. So you got to stop believing that stuff. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, what's going on, Reed?
Hey, man, who is this?
Hey, this Chaos Edgy in the room, a.k.a. Gino, man, calling from Flint, Michigan and shit, dog.
Hey, how you doing, Gino? You very hyper, brother. You sound like you just came from the gym or something, brother.
I got you, Reed, man. I was trying to switch to the subject real quick. I wanted to talk about wealth building for a hot minute.
We're talk about who?
Wealth building. And
oh, well, okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because, like, I read, like, a lot of books about wealth building from, like, different authors, and they fucking hard as hell to read.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about, like, making a YouTube series about this shit on my website or whatnot. I've been, like, looking up some shit like I can teach you how to be rich by this Indian motherfucker.
Okay.
And, like, I've been reading Claude Anderson's Powernomics, and he was talking about a term called ethno-aggregation.
Yeah.
In which every other group of people, like, say, the so-called Arab who came into Detroit, and basically started to consolidate his resources and start taking over the areas around Detroit. Now, I'm from Michigan. That's dear to my heart.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, I'm basically wondering, like, how come as blacks, we don't think about terms of, credit or, we don't represent our wealth and how we consolidate our resources. We just go out and buy shit. Like, why do we think like that?
Because the thing is, when we went through integration in the 1960s, one of the rules was that we had to give up our own businesses. And the only way we would be able to really integrate was to integrate our money with the dominant society. So this is why black people value their ability to buy in a very expensive bullshit. That's part of black people's identity now. We love spending our money on like $300 belts and purses and shit from other people. Because that's our only way of, quote unquote, integrating or feeling equal to them. So we got to get off that bullshit and ethno-aggregate our money and be on this shit where we have to spend our money with each other like other groups. Because there's a rule that many people in the dominant society are not supposed to buy things from black folks for the most part. And we have to understand that. So we have to start dealing with people on the same level they deal with us. So we're gonna get more deep in that with Hidden Colors 3, by the way.
Okay.
And yes, indeed. But you sound very enthusiastic about it. And again, sound like you came from the gym. Is this you from earlier? Hold on. Yes, indeed. Thanks for the call, bro. Yes, indeed.
No problem.
Yes, indeed. All right, that's the brother right there. Yes, indeed. Man. Somebody said he's ashy. Where the beautiful ladies at in this mug? Where are the lovely ladies? Y'all better go to TariqElite.com and get all those great shirts and all that good stuff. Hope y'all getting ready for Thanksgiving this week. I'm bringing my mom out here. We're having a whole big family thing out here for Thanksgiving. So we're going to get it popping. But yeah, we're going to get real deep in that with Hidden Colors 3. I got a brother named George Frazier who's breaking that all the way down. We're going to break that all the way down. What's up? Who's calling? Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Tariq.
Yes, love. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What's your name, sweetie?
My name is Saya.
Saya, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from St. Louis, Missouri.
There you go. What's going on out there in St. Louis?
I'm actually not in St. Louis, Missouri. That's where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
But I am out here in San Diego, California.
Oh, okay. What you doing in San Diego?
I relocated here to work, and I just wanted to live in California. It's got me a little bit closer towards LA.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So what is on your mind?
Whew, Tariq, a lot. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you. You are like a father to me and my husband.
Yes, indeed.
We listen to you a lot, and you have enlightened us and just, encouraged us to be stronger and stand up for what's right, and you've taught us a lot about our history, and we're just constantly seeking out information so that we can be stronger people,
Much respect.
And I thank you for that. Yes, but basically what's on my mind is that in regards to what you were talking about earlier about the news clips, the propaganda, I do believe that they're using this information in the media to perpetuate division amongst different races, especially blacks versus Jews, Indians, in a sense it seems like the media is now trying to target black and other people of color having feuds so that they can use them to actually feud against black people.
Absolutely. They are. Yes, indeed.
I feel as though I really appreciate you addressing this because I, for one, in experiencing this in the employment field.
Oh, wow.
I have tried to relocate to Miami and experienced having issues with Cubans, Indians, just trying to find employment,
Yeah.
And now I'm here in San Diego, California, and I'm experiencing the same issues with people of color, And it's really sad because it seems as though they just don't understand their history. They don't know that they're descendants of people of color.
Absolutely.
And it's just really ignorant and it's disheartening, So I would like to see you talk about something in the future in regards to racism in the employment field for people that are middle class, working those 9 to 5s, and what processes to go through, how to contact human resources and talk to people on how to deal with these cases.
Absolutely. I'm going to have to do a whole show because a lot of people, I've been getting a lot of emails, people asking about certain questions like that. So I'm going to touch on that pretty soon. Is your husband out there in San Diego with you?
Yes, he is.
Okay. How long you guys been married?
5 years.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Now, how old are you and your husband? How old is he and how old are you?
He's 26 and I'm 27.
Okay, that's cool. I got footage of you at your wedding reception. I got footage of you and your husband at the wedding reception. Is this you two?
Inside.
Your husband was getting it. He was happy. He was happy. He jumped the broom. Anyway, but I'm gonna touch on that subject pretty soon. So I'll keep you posted. All right, sweetie.
Great. Thank you. Take care.
Oh man. Melfolio said he looked like a disco slave. Oh man, they were getting it in. That nigga had on a salmon slave suit. How did this nigga get a salmon colored slave suit? Where did he get that? Who made a salmon-colored slave suit? It was 12 years moist. Man. Whew. Lord. Man. Let's see who we got. What's up? Who's calling?
Yeah, hey, Tariq, this is DJ Black Gandhi.
DJ Black Gandhi?
Yeah, you always call me Black G-Hand.
Black Gandhi, I like that. What's going on with you, Black? And where you calling from?
I'm calling from Greensboro.
Okay, there you go. What's happening out there, Black Gandhi?
Yeah, I was just calling to touch on the Tay Diggs thing. Like,
yeah,
I mean, it seems like, you know, black women it's okay for black women to down black men all the time, but when you know black man says something against a black woman, you know, it's always a problem or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that whole thing again. That whole thing with Tay Diggs, it wasn't real. You know what I'm saying? It was a fake meme. And again, they do that to me all the time. We got to stop believing everything that they put out there like that, man, because you know, people get bored, and you know, we just be on that dumb shit, and we just got to stop believing everything that pops off in on social media, because you know, niggas just make up shit as they please in social media. So we got to get off that bullshit.
I feel you on that, and like I mean, it goes to a lot of stuff that Sister Charzal Lee was saying in her book. Like, you know what I'm saying? They kind of get passed over when it becomes like the reasons why black men aren't sticking to black women. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you for the call, brother. All right, y'all better have. I want some more women to call up. Let me have some more ladies call up. Shit. Let me get some of the ladies to call up. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, Tariq. This is Manny from Fremont, from California.
Hey, what's up, Manny? How are you, brother?
Oh man, I'm good. I'm so mad at myself. I done fell asleep working this long day. I hope I didn't miss the topic about the whole knockout over there.
Oh yeah, I did that, man, for the last couple of hours. But you know, after the show, you can listen to the playback and everything. Well, you just got off work this late?
Yeah, man. My boss done called me up like around 9 o'clock to come to 9 a.m. and my shift was 6 p.m. and man, he was just pushing me to go. So I came up in the morning and now I done passed the hell out and I'm hella mad at myself. But
now, what kind of job you have?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna get myself in trouble. Well, you know what? I don't care. I'm about to quit that job anyway. I work at an elephant bar over in Hayward in California.
Elephant bar, what's that?
Elephant bar, it's like the decoration, it's like an elephant. It's got an African like scent to it. It serves like jambalaya.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So you quit your other job working as a twerker / lifeguard because I got footage of your other job. Is this you?
UnitedPlayers.com. I'm gonna give probably a few shout outs real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, where is it? Right here. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Wisdom. Very good brother right there. He's racing down with some good game.
What's his name?
World Boss. Wisdom from Wisdom and World Boss. I don't know if they're watching it, but shout out to you guys. And who else was there? It was C Mike BG 86.
Okay.
Chills 91.
Okay, there you go. That's enough shout outs. Goddamn. All right, thank you for the call, brother. This nigga want to give shout outs like this is Hot 97. All right. This dude, y'all, come on, cats. Cats want to call up and give shout outs. Goddamn. Just naming random people. Y'all got to keep the conversation flowing. My God. But anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here because I got stuff to do. I got to get the house clean. I got to go over to my office and get some stuff. But go to TariqElite.com and get some clothes. Get some clothes tonight. And don't forget my new show, the new podcast, is at TariqRadio.com. If you go to MacLessonsRadio.com, you're not going to see the new shows. So go to TariqRadio.com, ladies and gentlemen, to get all the new shows. TariqRadio.com, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget, go to TariqElite.com. Go check out HiddenColorsFilm.com. All that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at Tariq Nasheed. Follow me on Instagram at Tariq Elite, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. All that good stuff. Follow me on Facebook, Tariq Nasheed on Facebook. We're going to keep Tariq Radio going on tonight, so don't go nowhere. We're going to keep the music popping tonight. We're not going nowhere, so y'all stay tuned Tariq Radio, y'all chop up game in the room. We're going to keep the music flowing. Y'all have a good one. We'll be right back with some music.